There we go. So again, we're going to begin. All right. So let's see if we can find the YouTube video now. There it is. Oh, oh, all right. So pin a link, paste, add link. I think that's it. You. All right. That's good to know. So, hello everyone. Welcome. Good afternoon. Thank you so much for those who will be joining us. Whether you're joining us live in the clubhouse room, or if you're joining us on on YouTube. Let me see if I can get my Instagram going. I don't know about that. I usually try to talk to the people on Instagram too. Whether you're joining us live in the YouTube room, or you are on Clubhouse, or you are on the Facebook group. So, guys, it's social media and I like to be social. So, make sure you say hello to me. You know how I do it. Say hello, Elaine. Hello, Elaine. I want to make sure that you just give me a shout out. So, guys, today we're actually going to do a live demonstration as we normally do inside inside of the QuickBooks Online. So, let's talk a little bit about how QuickBooks can help you manage and organize your finances, because um, a lot of small business owners tend to not realize that QuickBooks can help them to organize their finances in more ways than one. So I was talking to a client actually, and she did not have QuickBooks, right? But what she was doing is that she actually had a invoice app, and then she has an expense app. Now, the cost of having an expense app and an invoice app, if you put those two costs together, you can get QuickBooks Online, the simple start, the simplest version of QuickBooks Online. And what QuickBooks Online does, you can snap your receipt and put it all the way into QuickBooks, and then you can create professional looking invoice. So it helps you to manage both your invoice and expenses. The mistake, or the thing that most people tend to think when they think about QuickBooks, is that they think that the only thing that they can do inside of QuickBooks is connect their bank account. And once you connect your bank account, then that is going to solve the problem for you, or your bookkeeping problem. And I was on a live broadcast today, and one of the things that I say is that it is a requirement. You are required by the government. The taxman, IRS, you're required to make sure that you are recording your income and expenses, because when you file your taxes, in the event that you get an audit, you should be able to support those deduction that you claim on your tax return, right? And one way to do it in an efficient and accurate way is to use QuickBooks Online. All right. So I'm going to show you some stuff around QuickBooks, and let's go to the dashboard. I'm going to show you some stuff, just basic stuff of how to navigate QuickBooks. You can navigate QuickBooks. Let me do this. Give me 1 minute, because I know somebody told me that they wanted to see the live demonstration, and I'm going to make sure that I invite her. And we know that now. Here is one thing that I will say is that, sometimes we say that we have it all together. And I know a lot of people a lot of people this tax season probably are still, we still have until the 18th to file our taxes, but we still have stuff that needs to get done before we can file our taxes. Because just keeping the receipt in a shoebox is not enough, right? That's not enough. Just bringing me the bank statement is not enough. So I'm going to show you the basic. Oh, the ice cream man is passing by. So, guys, I'm actually in St. Vincent and Grenadines while we're recording this video. We're doing this live. So, the ice cream man is passing by. Anyway, let's go ahead and show you how to actually navigate QuickBooks Online. Another thing that you want to pay attention to, especially when you're doing QuickBooks Online, is to make sure that, okay, so where am I live? I'm sorry, I'm just making sure that this is somewhere else apart from. All right, it says I am, you know what? I don't know. So I'm not going to look at it now. I probably have to go test it a little later to see what's happening. So when you first set up QuickBooks, the number one thing you want to do is to make sure you have a charts of account, right? And I know some people ask me, what's the charts of account? This is actually what you call like the buckets that you're going to put all your expenses in. You want to make sure that you set this up. Now, when you open QuickBooks Online, when you first connect your QuickBooks Online, it's going to ask you to connect your bank account. That's the first thing it actually asks you. Once you do all the questions, set up your business and stuff like that, it's going to ask you to connect. So once you connect your bank account, let me show you. It's going to ask you this information. So once you connect your QuickBooks account, it's going to ask you for your company name. You can add your company logo. If you have a different name, you can put it right here. You can add your EIN. So you can add a logo right in here. And this will give you the option to add a logo. Let me see if I can find a logo and actually just upload it right here. Now, your logo will be on your invoice. It will be on everything that you actually send out. This is your logo. It will be on. And then you can hit EIN, and we're going to put 65. Did we get 5? We just put in some numbers. We need one more. And now you can save it. And I'm going to show you where that is. So the EIN is there. Now, setting up your tax form. Now, I'm going to explain setting up this one because a lot of people, they see limited liability. And because they're LLC, they might want to choose this one. So if you are a single member LLC, you're going to do the sole proprietor 1040. Because as a single member LLC, you are going to be filing a Schedule C. If you are a multi-member LLC, you're going to do the partnership or limited liability company, which is a 1065. So if you're filing a Schedule C, you're going to do it on a 1040. If you're filing a 1065 for a Schedule K, then you're going to do the partnership. If you are 1120, which is your C Corp or S Corp, you're going to choose that. But we're going to choose, and you also have the option for 990 if you're a limit, if you're a non-for-profit. So we're gonna say we're a partnership, so 1065. Now it also gives you the opportunity to choose your industry, right? We are a consulting firm, so we're gonna look and find the best industry that would be for our company. So we are now, the reason why you want to set this up correctly and have the best industry, QuickBooks is then going to give you some some suggestion as it relates to charts of account. So you want to make sure. So we're saying that none of these. Okay, we can say we're a management company. No, we're not sure about that. Let's do accounting. Okay, computer and electronic. Okay, so accounting, tax preparation, bookkeeping, right? And we can save that. The contact information. So this is where you put your email. You can click right here. You can say same as company, email. You can put a company phone number right in here. And then you can also put the website right there. So it's going to ask us for our website. Ha, ha, ha. All right. And now we can save. All right. So why is it not doing it? Okay. All right. Let's look at this and see if it wants us to put. We should be able to put www. PSBUSINESSSOLUTL.com. All right. Oh, it doesn't like the phone number. Or the phone number is not complete. All right. We do that sometimes. So we save. Now you can put your company address in if you want to edit it. You can edit it right there. We're going to keep that company address. And if you need a different, let's say you want a different address to show in your invoice and your legal address, you want to change those, you have the option to put a legal address. You want to put like an address that's going to go on the invoice, you can do that. And then you can also make your communication preferences. If you click on that, this will open up a whole new window, and you can put that information right in here. And that's how Intuit is going to communicate with you. All right, so that's the company. This is going to show you the usage. Is actually going to show you what software, which subscription level you have. It's going to show you this kind of information. So now you can actually see and know what that is. Now for the sales. All right. Now for the sales information, this is where you can edit. Hold on, sorry. I went to the expense first, sorry. So this is on the sales information. This is, you can customize your invoice, how it looks and how it feels, right? So this is where you can hit this button. And what it's going to do, it's actually going to bring you to the form, and then you can do edit. And this will show you the different designs. You can add the logo. You can change that, and you can change the template. Let's change it to this one. And you can change the colors. No, we want it a brighter green. Yeah, you can change, you can customize it to your own color. You know, you can do different font. Let's do times. Yeah. We can make it bigger for those people who are like me. So you can customize the invoice right here. Now, if you want to change the content that's on the invoice, you can see this right here. You can edit it, and this is where you can change the information. You can add address, add right, and now you can edit that. You can actually preview it in a PDF document. You can add the phone number, you can add email address, you can add website, you can add address. And this is if you want to change it from invoice, if you want to change it estimate. These are the names of the forms if you want to use numbering. So now you can actually make all these changes right inside of here. So you can customize the invoice, and this shows you the email template. So when you set up your invoice inside of QuickBooks, you can send an email to your customer. This is where you can edit the invoice. And how do you want your invoice? It's a fair as a PDF attached. You can click it and say you need full detail, summarized detail. You can, depending on you, and then you can put a subject line. You can change the subject line. You can also change this information, customize this to what you want to see. You can also customize it as you go, right? And I'll show you how that can be done in a little bit. And that's the email. It's going to go like this. It's going to go with your business right here. And it's actually going to have this information at the bottom to show that this invoice came through QuickBooks. So let's close this. We want to exit. Then if you made all that changes, you can do save and exit, or let's say you were playing around, you don't want to keep that. You can also do exit without saving. So now we're going to go back to the gear icon. We were in the account settings and we were at the sales. So that's where you customize it. Now this information here, you can also edit this information. You can change this from 30 to 15. You can change due upon receipt. If you're a person who are sending invoice that's always due upon receipt, you can change the default to be due upon receipt. It's usually defaulted to 30 days. You can change. If you have shipping, you can turn on shipping. If you want to do numbers, these are what information that you can add to your invoice. If you don't want to do all of that, you can just turn it off. And then you can do save. And this is where you have your products and services. If you're using SKU number column, you can turn on price rule. That's a whole something that if you don't understand it, don't even turn it on. You can track quantity. This is if you have inventory. You can track inventory. So you can do this and you can turn on tracking your inventory. So let's say that you have a company and you sell Ingy, sell oil. She can have her inventory and track inventory right inside of her QuickBooks. So every time she sells something, the inventory, if you turn it off, it won't track your inventory. So you can turn it on and continue to track your inventory. And we're going to say save. If you want to send a late fee on your invoice, so let's say your customer is paying you late and you want to send a fee on it, you can do this. If you want a set amount or you want a percentage, you can save. So we're going to say 2%. And inside of it, you can say once per invoice, per month, or per day if you are checking. All right. And then you can also put you can apply it up front, or you can put a grace period. So after 7 days, you want to charge the late fee. And if you're going to apply sales tax, you can turn on the sales tax. So this is done on the front end of setting up your QuickBooks, right? So we're going to do save. We turn on everything. If you want reminders, let's say you want to send out reminders, you're going to click this one and click this one here, turn on reminders, update. And there's an email template. that you can go to and edit that email template so that you can send a reminder, and you can save that. Now, there is progress invoice. This is if you are using projects, like most contractors like to use this one, where they can set up like multiple invoice of the same estimate. So you have to turn it on. You cannot just go in QuickBooks and not turn it on. So you got to turn this on. If it's turned off, you won't be able to do progress invoice. So you turn it on and you can actually do a template. And this is message that you want on your sales form, which mean that the information that goes on your sales invoice, your invoice. And this is another place that you can update and your invoice gives you all this stuff here, and we can save it. And this is reminders. We're going to turn it on because, and what it does, you can set the automatic reminders. So one reminder will go 3 days before the due date, one reminder go on the due date, and 3 days after the due date, you'll get a reminder. I know some people don't like this, but if you're in business and you want to make sure that you don't have to sit here and send a reminder every time, you can set this up and this can go. You can change this to the reminder. You turn it on. You say 3 days before, or you can say after. So you get the first reminder going out. It said we send an reminder, and you can change all of this information right here. So we're going to turn on reminder 1, and we want the second reminder if they don't pay. We want this 7 days after, and we can change it to say we're sending a reminder to let you know that the invoice has been, this is when it's paid, has not been paid. If you already paid this invoice and have any questions, let us know. Right? So you send one 3 days after you send it, then you can send one 3 days, 7 days after, which, or so that is the reminders. We can set them up. Reminders, online delivery. You can also do, this gives you the information that the email for sales form, that email that goes out with a sales form. And we're not, and then statement. Now, statements is if you have a customer that you're billing, and you can go in and you can do statement at the end of the month. So let's say they get 2 or 3 invoices for the month, and you want to send them a statement at the end of the month to say, hey, these are the invoices that are still open, and all of that. And you can do list by single line, or you can do details. I like the single line. And it also shows aging table, which show them how long that invoice is outstanding. So we save that. Something didn't go quite right. We're going to cancel that because we ain't want to fool with that. So we went over this, the company. So you set up your sales invoice and then your expenses. And most of these you want to keep on. You can edit them if you don't want to show these fields. If you mark up, make expense item billable. For this one is if you are a company that purchase certain stuff, supplies and products for your client, and it's used specifically on that client, and you want to make sure that you're billing your client for it, this is where you track the billable expense. This has to be turned on, right? Billable expense. If you also charge a markup on those expenses, you can check this, and you can say we mark up everything that we purchase for them 10%. So what it will do it will automatically show you when you're ready to invoice the company that they're billable expense, and it will do the markup for you. If you also charge sales taxes on what you're doing, you can click the sales tax. All right. And if there is a billing payment term, you can put it here. It's the same payment term. You can do 60 days, 30 days. The standard is 30 days. Standard for most bill is 30 days. And if you want to do like 10 or 15, if they pay between 10 or 15 and they get a discount, then you can also do that. But the standard is 30 days. And we like to keep the standard. If you're doing purchase order, which means that you are a company like Ingy, if you're purchasing large supply that you're going to use to then um, create a product, and you have a specific company, you can do purchase order. So you can turn it on and you can put all the information here. You can save it. So if you don't use purchase order, you can save it. You can turn it off, but we'll turn it on and save. And this is the default message for your purchase order. So you can go in if you want something to always on the purchase order. This is how you would do it. So we can save that. And then the next thing is the time. Now, if you have employee, this is a good, this is what I use. This is what I recommend, that you use this to track your time on your client's work. Or if you have employee that you want to check the time, you want to make sure you have saved. Hello, Tracy. We are actually doing a live online demonstration. If you want to see the demonstration, click the link at the top and it'll take you over to YouTube where you'll see it. So this you want to set, let's say your first day of your week is Monday. It's not Monday, but Sunday. Or you can do it Wednesday. It depends on you when you start your business. So you can, this is where you can change the date, the day, the time, and you can save. And inside of here, see, now the other thing with QuickBooks Online is that if you are doing something and you don't save it, it's going to give you an alert. It says you have unsaved change. Do you want to save changes before switching action? If you don't want to save the changes, you can say no. If you want to save the changes, you say yes. And QuickBooks doesn't like that because it says, all right, we don't want to save the changes. Because actually it's giving us an option. All right, there we go. And then this one, inside of this one, you can turn these on. So you can, now if you want to track an employee work, so you can bill a client, this is the one, allow time to be billable. You have to turn this on. If you turn it on, you won't be able to track it, right? And you can also show the billing rate user entering time. So if you want to show the billing rate for like one of your employee, you can do that. I wouldn't do that. All right. So that, and then we come to the advanced feature. These are some of these. Now, so I must make mention that some of these features are not available in Simple Start. Some of these features that I'm going to show you in here are not available in Simple Start. And Simple Start is the most inexpensive QuickBooks Online. So you can change your fiscal year, the first month of your fiscal year. If you're not doing January, we're going to do August. The first month of the income tax year is not the same as the fiscal year, because we know that if you have a fiscal year starting August, the income tax year starts in January, right? Now, this is where you can also choose that you set it to be a cash method, right? And when you choose to close your book, this is something you have to do at the end of the period. So you can close it at the end of 12/31/2021. And then you can put the viewing a warning and enter a password, allow changes after viewing a warning. The reason why you want to close your books is that you don't want to make any mistake in the previous period, and you want to secure the integrity of your data. So allow changes after viewing and a warning, and you can then, this is where the books is closed. So anything before 2021, you're not going to be able to access it without using a password. And then you have the tax form. You can edit your tax form if you did the wrong one, because we said we're partnership. So the charts of account, you can go in here and edit it. If you do discount, tips, you can say which account the tips is going to. Markup account, you can also do that right here. I'm just clicking number. And billable expense account, there is a billable expense, right? And then if you want to use number for your QuickBooks Online, you can put number and you can show the account number. And I'll show you what that looks like. I'm going to cancel here because I just want to turn on the number. And I'm going to show number and save. And then now this one says categorized by class and by location. This feature is only in the plus and advanced. So you can do by class, which means that if you want to set up different class, let's say I have clients who want to track, like if you have different stores or different service type, and you want to see that information for that service type. Location is the same thing. If you have a storefront, and then you have a home business, or you have products in different location, you can set up the location, and you can just edit right here, and you can turn it on, and this will also give you and one in each row and location. All right. Now, this is good for people who are like, if you're a real estate person and you want to do different property, you can do the property right there. So let's turn off that, and we're going to turn on the location. These are some automation that you want to not do too much with. And this is if you are doing projects, this has to be turned on if you want to track project. And cancel. Now this one, I know some people are tempted to turn on the currency, the multi-currency. If you turn this on, you cannot turn it off. So you want to just keep your currency in the US dollar or whatever country you're in, because it has a little bit of a learning curve to it. And then these are just format, date, numbers, warn if duplicate number. This is for your check. Warn when I enter bill number already. So you can turn on all of these so that you get a warning. And this one, you can say, sign me out after 2 hours, 3 hours, 1 hour is pretty much it. And you can save. So this is how you set up the beginning. Setting up your QuickBooks Online is to make sure that this part of it is set up. And once this part is set up, let's see, do you want to leave without saving? Nope. Let's do done. No, what did I not save? Did I not save something? Done. Do you want to leave without saving? Yes. It's not going to save them anyway, so it doesn't even matter. So once that is set up, that's one of the first thing you want to do once you connect your QuickBooks Online. Some of these questions, they're going to ask you these questions when you are navigating through the setup. Once you connect, they're going to ask you information about your account, the industry, and stuff like that. So you want to go through and make sure that you know you actually do that. Now, if you did not do it in the beginning, then you can go back and set it up right. You can, this is how you access it. You go to the gear icon, company settings, and this is where you access all that I just go through, right? And then icon, this is for your user. This is for the user, and it will show you who are the user on your account. And remember, we did the custom form. So let's say you did not customize the form. You saw it, but you never did it, because most people don't do it when they just set up. This is where you can come back to, and now you can edit. You can do the customize, and you can customize it there. Also, exit without saving. You can add a new invoice. You can do a whole new one, name it whatever you want to name it, do the edits, and call it what you want to call it. So now you have the standard, which is the default, and then you can do this one is, remember we talk about the progress invoice? This is one that's set up for a progress invoice. So this company, save and exit. So it doesn't like when we save things, exit without saving. All right. So inside of here, they have a progress invoice because they do progress invoice. So they have a template set up. So every time they're going to do a progress invoice, they just come to the default template. So that is it. That is how you navigate and set up. And remember, all of this is inside the gear icon on your company. So is there any question, Mr. Case? I know I had your full attention today. Any question, any comment over on YouTube? Any question, any comment? Let's do this. Any question, any comment? Any question, Ingrid? Any comment? Okay. Yes, I am glad you learned a lot, Case. I'm so glad you learned a lot. Invite to speak. I hope I did. Okay, there you are. Hello. I'm good, thank you. Mm-hmm. You are welcome. I am so glad that you were able to follow along with that information. Because you know what? A lot of people tend to set up their QuickBooks and they don't know sometimes where to go to set up that information. And they wonder why their QuickBooks is not doing the things that they need to do. So setting it up is actually very, very important to what you're doing. I'm so glad that you were able to follow along and make some changes in your QuickBooks. And guys, if you're watching on YouTube, please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notification so that when we go live on Tuesdays, we do this every Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We come in and we go over QuickBooks Online for you. If you have a specific question that you need me to answer, please feel free to put it in the comment. I will also put in the comment the QuickBooks links that if you need to subscribe to QuickBooks, there I'll put the discount link where you can get a discount. There are, I think, 3 different types of discount. One, you'll get a discount for 50% off or whatever discount that's running at the time. Right now, they're giving you 50% off for 3 months. So you'll be able to get that discount if you use the link that will be below the video. And also, if you want a discount for 30% off for 12 months, that's a special discount that you can only get from a pro advisor, which means that if you already have QuickBooks Online, that they will not give you that discount. So if you're already set up, you're not going to be able to get that discount. However, let me share a little secret with you. If you have QuickBooks for over 2 years, QuickBooks Online for over 2 years, you can reach out to them and say, hey, I have QuickBooks over 2 years. Is there any discount I can get? Their discount is normally a 2-year period. So after 2-3 years, if you get a discount, I would say wait 3 years, and the third year call them up and say, hey guys, I know that I got a discount. I've had QuickBooks for some time. Is there any discount that I can get? And they definitely will look into it and give you some discount. As a loyal customer, that's for QuickBooks. But if you want like an ongoing discount, it's best to reach out to a pro advisor and have them set it up for you. And then you will get 30% off monthly. Now, if you already use QuickBooks for a year, it's a nightmare to do it over. It's just a nightmare. But if you have been using it for over 2 years, reach out to them and see if you can get a discount. I hope that was helpful. I hope you all find these videos and these live demonstration helpful. Please feel free to comment. Let me know if you like this video or things that you would like to see inside of QuickBooks. I can demonstrate what I know, but it's best when you ask question and give me scenario of what are some of the struggles that you have with QuickBooks Online. Because I know you have some struggles out there with QuickBooks Online. And we're usually here for in the clubhouse room for about an hour, and we're about 40 minutes in on the live. So if there is no question inside of the YouTube channel, if there's no question, I know I'm supposed to be live in the Facebook group. I don't know if it made it to the group, but if you have any question at all, please feel free to put it in the comment. I do come back and check the comment to see if there's any comment. And like I said, on YouTube, please make sure to the link is going to be below if you need to get your QuickBooks. If you have question about setting it up, I'll also drop my link where you can get a 15 minutes complimentary session where we can go over. You can ask me any question, and I'll be more than happy to answer those questions. So with that said, have a good day for those people over here. Okay, go ahead. Okay, so the stuff I showed today, most of that information is like turning on a button or turning off a button. So the setup that I show you how to actually set it up in that respect, then that is just turning on, turn off. So you can watch this video and go through and make sure you go through and set it up by just watching this video. But in terms of having data inside of QuickBooks, like if your bank feed is incorrect, is not categorized correctly, if your bank reconciliation is not done correctly, most of the time we can fix it. In terms of, when I say we, in terms of a QuickBook Pro advisor would be able to fix it for you. Not often you, the user, are able, because we have additional tools that we can go in and batch fix stuff. So let me give you some simple example. So let's say that you have been doing the bank reconciliation, and inside of the bank reconciliation you still had transaction that was not reconciled. That we can fix. If you went in and delete some stuff, we can fix some of that. So it is hard to say that we would have to create a new file or anything like, without actually seeing what is in there, because it's not an easy job to recreate data. It's not. Most time it's fixable. And that's just from my experience. It's sometimes easier to fix it. And this is also something that I say why, if at one point I preferred to use the desktop, it's because in the desktop you do a backup, right? And if I was to mess my data up, I could always reinstall the last good backup that I have. The online does have a feature where you can back up, and then, but it's not as easy as the desktop. But so here's another thing that I also say to people when they say that when you look at their books, I would not go to fix 5 years worth of data, or 6 years or 7 years worth of data, unless I have to, which means that if there's an audit or the IRS needs that information, then I'd go back and fix it. But I don't recommend for people to go all the way back to 6 and 7 years unless they have to. So it's usually easy to fix 2 or 3 years worth of data using the tools that we have. I hope that was helpful, Ingrid. Okay, so when you add your credit card is going to show up on the banking tab, which is this tab right here. This is where the credit card shows up, right? And like this is a MasterCard. It's going to show up anything that has a financial institution. It's going to show up in the bank, on the bank tab right here. So this MasterCard is actually a credit card. So once you put it here, you have the option to, the transaction is going to come in right here. Now you can enter those transactions before you actually get your credit card statement, and you can use this new button and you enter it as an expense right here. Now, when you pay your credit card, you can do it from here, or you can pay it on credit card right here. So the credit card is also showing up as a bank fee. Now, if you want to reconcile, when it comes to reconciling, you reconcile your bank account and your credit card, then this is where you would go to accounting, reconcile, and then I don't know if this is going to make me do this, and then you can choose the credit card right here, MasterCard or Visa card. And then you can put the information here. You put the ending balance, the date, and then you can do start reconciling. I hope that was helpful. Was that helpful, Ingrid? Okay. Okay. So you can yeah, yeah. So there so that's where you reconcile. You go to accounting, reconcile. You're using online or desktop. It's different. It's it's there's going to be a button that says reconcile. You can at the top of it, oh my goodness, at the top of it in the bank feed, I think there is where you can say reconcile. It gives you the option though to reconcile. You're just going to do it from a different from it, and once you hit the reconcile, then you can actually choose the account, whether it's the credit card or the bank account. And once you choose it, you take your statement, put your ending balance in, ending date. Once you hit start reconciling, it will go right to the let me see if this will do anything. Let's put some numbers in here, and then we're going to reconcile this of last month, and we do start reconciling. And what it does, it will bring up all the transaction. Now, these transactions are not matched. Then you look at your bank statement and match all the transaction. And once you're matching the transaction, what is going to happen? It's definitely going to start changing this number. And it's not going to correct because I don't really know the number. I'm just doing it so you can see what will happen. Let me see if I can get it to zero. And I see can work. I can work my magic and get it to zero. Uh, so 2560163517. I'm gonna work a magic, and this is just me using what I know to do this reconciliation. 2560 minus 1635.75. All right, so I'm going to edit this information. I'm going to change this because I don't know which way it's going to go. 25. Just save. All right, so no, that's not it. Cancel. Let's do this. Plus. And this is going to edit. 4195.75. Save. Here it is. I just work my magic and balance it. So this is what would normally, once you have all the correct ending balance, and you did that, it's going, and you check off all the things. This still have some stuff that was not checked off because I didn't check off everything. But let's say this is what would happen. And it said balance, you do finish now. And then the next month you would check off these transactions. And then the thing is, when you're doing your bank feed, let me see if this would give me bank. Opening a new tab. Let's close this one. When you're doing your bank feed, if you check these transactions off, they're going to match. Let me see. Let me go back here. I'm just going to do yes, select all. And I'm going to unselect those. Let's see if squeaky clean match. Let me see. Match 10 match and match. If I go back to the reconciliation, because I did those in the bank feed, let's see if it did it for us. All right, so those transactions are not even inside of here because I'm not seeing them. Because I matched them to the bank feed, they should have showed up right inside of here. So normally when you match in the bank feed, there's a date right here. So we'll do that. We'll probably go over bank reconciliation next Tuesday, or how to enter credit card. We'll go over that next week. So guys, thank you so much. We are over. Oh my goodness, I didn't want to go over. All right, thank you guys. Bye to those who were here on YouTube, and we will see you next Tuesday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Hold on. Let me I have to close this over here and